Okay, we are back with another episode of Living Your Best Life with Karoline and AJ. I am your host, Karoline, and my co-host is AJ, and we out here living our best life.
Show you it.
Right. Our guest today has been living her best life for years. In fact, I took my lead from her. From our early years with Minority Interchange to our collaboration on KYSS series, Authors Speak, this lady has turned it all the way up. So, honey, I want you to do the honors of introducing our next guest.
Listen, this is a woman of multifaceted talents. You folks don't know, but when you come into the cipher that she throws at you, you have no choice but to excel because she's all about excellence. Currently in my hand, I'm holding her brand new book, which is called Pouring. It's a story of sisterhood. And as you heard, her name is Miss Renee Marshall-McKinley. For those of you who don't know, let me just give you 7% of who she is. Renee Marshall-McKinley was born in Panama City, Florida, but she was raised in the bricks of Newark. She is the CEO and founder of the award-winning business KYSS, better known to the world as Keep Yourself Smelling Sweet. Yo, I need that chocolate diet. I love that thing. That's some good smelling stuff there, woman. It's a natural handcrafted bath, body, hair, and candle company. She is a deaconess, a teacher, a mentor, a published writer, wedding officiant, and speaker. She can now add author behind her name with the release of this body of work. She is the co-founder of Bells and Blooms, and if you ain't seen these women, they be out there styling.
They be out there.
With her daughter, Miss Jocelyn Renee Martin. BIB is a biannual pictorial experience that allows women of all ages to collaborate and express themselves through fashion and photography. Renee is married with 2 amazing children, and one of her sons has the same birthday as me, so you know he good.
Yes, she does.
I ain't gonna say nothing else about that. She got 4 fantastic grandchildren and a Yorkie granddog named RJ. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, it's my pleasure to introduce Miss Renee Marshall-McKinley. Let's clap it up for her. She's in the house.
Wow, Renee is in the house. She's in the house.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Renee, now you know, we do bios because we want to keep it all professional and whatnot. But bios don't tell half.
She said, who was that?
But that's what I'm trying to say. Bios don't tell half about who you are. And that's why you here.
Yes.
And that's why you my guest.
Yes,
and
darling.
AJ's guest.
Absolutely.
Because we here
Yes.
because we're going to have a conversation with the real Renee Marshall-McKinley. Let's get into it, girl. All right now, girl.
Y'all, thank y'all so much for having me. For y'all who don't know, I love this family.
We love you too.
We go way back.
Way back.
So y'all, they know stuff, right?
We know where the skeletons are hidden.
It's all good skeletons, but they know stuff. They know me, so I can't fake whatever they're gonna ask me. It has to be truthful and transparent because they know already. So
Exactly.
let's just do what we do.
But let's be clear. That's this is the beauty of who you are. Like the day someone meets you, they meet you. They don't know they're actually meeting all of you.
That's right.
Because you have to unfold in layers for them to absorb it.
Yeah.
But you are who you are. There's no fakeness. This is you walk in, you tell it like it is.
The door.
And I'm just going to jumpstart the conversation.
Yes, please do.
Because
please do.
we worked at the 2 powerhouse companies.
Yes.
I was over there holding down PSE&G.
Absolutely.
And the utility side. And when I met you, you are a Prudential superstar.
Prudential in the house.
And the reason that we crossed paths heavy was because of this organization that meant so much to so many of us, Minority Interchange.
Yes.
And I still didn't really know Miss Renee that well. We were just, passing, we were cool. And then she became Madam President.
Madam President.
Okay.
The Madam President's in the house right
now, when
here.
you're Madam President, what's that line? Heavy is the head
that wears the crown. Yes.
And so this is when I really understood this woman because her leadership style was amazing.
Yeah,
I want to say to you, and I know I said it to you about 11 times, What I loved about you as a leader
Yeah.
is you were clear, you were concise, you were forward thinking,
That's right.
and you had a way of taking the team
Yeah.
like a great coach,
Yes.
and you rallied the team.
Yeah.
I never seen you run around and do this, take your hand and do this
Oh,
I,
no,
this
no,
me.
no,
It was all about we.
Yes.
And your leadership
We succeed.
was
right?
amazing.
We succeed.
So talk to us a little bit about what was it, the honor like when you were named?
Wow.
And wait, let me back up a minute,
So-
because we have individual chapters. So we had the PS chapter, they had the Prudential, we
We
had
were
the New York chapter, we had Atlanta,
Northern
we had
New
Phoenix,
Jersey.
Northern New Jersey.
Yeah, we were
So
Northern New
there were
Jersey.
multiple chapters,
Yeah.
but this woman became the national president.
Well, I was on a national board.
National
right?
board.
I was on a
Oh, you didn't get the president
Yeah.
title yet.
Yeah, I didn't run for
Okay,
that. So
okay.
let's go there. I didn't
Okay.
run for that. However, I was at that national table.
Yes.
Right? So yeah.
Got to sit in
So,
the room where it
yeah.
happened.
Yes.
Where it
So I led the Northern New Jersey chapter.
Yeah.
God, that was near and dear to my heart.
Yes, it was near and dear to mine.
Right? For years and years. You know, thank God to our head mentor, Gail Crawford.
Oh.
May she rest in
Yes.
peace, right?
Okay, let's hope we
Let's
got to
go
do this
there.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's do this.
We're going to take a moment of silence
Yes.
because the legend of Gail Crawford is real.
Yes.
That woman has breathed into everyone you hear on this mic,
Yeah.
she breathed into
Yes.
us. So we're going to take a moment
Yeah.
and we're going to just
We have to.
give her due and recognize Gail before we speak these words about her. Gail, this moment of silence for you, baby. And I know you're causing hell wherever you at. Go ahead now.
Let me tell you something. So let's just back up for a second. So I am MI because Gail was MI,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Gail grabbed us all
Yeah.
by them ponytails, right?
Yes.
And if you didn't have one, you better get one to sew it on because she's grabbing you. She took us under her leadership and showed us what to do and how to be.
Yes.
Yeah. I was brand new in that organization, and she said, "You're gonna be sitting at the table with us."
Okay.
I was like, "I don't want to. I don't want to sit up there." You have no choice.
Yeah.
You've no choice.
And when she said you have no choice, you have no choice.
She meant that.
Yes. She wanted me to know every aspect of MI, which I did. Thank God to Wendy Smith.
Yep.
Yeah. And so Wendy Smith, she groomed me and taught me how to run trips and do travel and all that kind of stuff. And that got me into doing books, and that got me into speaking.
Yes.
And that got me into, oh man, maybe I should do some leadership here. That turned me on to being a leader in the organization. Gail said, okay, all right, you chapter chair, but we need you at national level.
Yes.
I was like, ooh, those big wigs is at the national level. There's some power at that table right there. She said, they just people.
They're just people.
I said, oh man, you're right. Let's get it on, right? So there's an election. They had to vote me in. Ooh, thank God my chapter loved me because they voted
loved
me in.
you.
They said, come
Yes.
on, girl, we need you at this table. So I was at the table for several years, and I ran the biggest flagship event that we had.
Yep.
And I was in awe of myself, right? To think that, one, people would want me to be there and listen to what I had to say and believe in me enough to say, yeah, okay, you can do that. We trust you, Renee.
Yes.
We trust you with this flagship event. That was huge
Yeah, yeah.
for a little girl like me.
Yes.
That was huge. And from that experience, I took it back to our chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ran some things. Hopefully I did it well. I had some mentees under there. That's where my girl Karoline came
Yes.
from, right?
Yes,
she was
yes,
our
yes.
newsletter chapter,
Yes, I
right? She was our
was.
newsletter leader, man,
Yes.
and she put that newsletter together. I would call her. This is how it goes.
And I loved it too.
Caroline, I need help. Can you change this at the last minute? Ooh,
Absolutely.
child. And you know what? She did it with excellence.
Thank you.
Our newsletter was the best newsletter,
I think so.
right?
Yeah.
Everybody was
I
trying to
think
model their newsletter after our newsletter.
Oh, yeah.
think
And there was so many compartments, and
Yes.
our trips were the best trips, right? So everything that in Northern New Jersey did, it was with excellence.
Oh, God, yes.
People knew our chapter. People were looking for our chapter to be represented within MI.
Yes.
Our chapter was the longest running chapter in all of MI.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of MI.
Yeah.
We were working with the presidents, and we were working with bank leadership and
Insurance
different organizations. Yes, different
health.
organizations.
Yeah.
People knew our little name,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that gave me such pride because we were working as a team. There was no, oh God, I got to do this by myself. There were people volunteering. I can help. What can I do? What can I do? And that's what I loved about MI, because MI gave you the tools necessary
Say it again.
to be
Yes.
all that you can be.
Right.
Right? I
And
never
you
thought
didn't know you had these gifts, and they were able to drag it out of you.
gifts. What gifts?
Yes.
I was a little old. When I first came to Prudential, I was a claims examiner, and I was like, ooh, this was enough for me. Somebody saw something in me and said,
somebody saw it in you.
come on over here.
Yes.
We need you to do this.
Yes.
Exactly.
What do you want me to do?
You are so right.
But it
So
was
right.
it was an experience.
Wasn't it an experience?
We hosted Girls Night Outs. We hosted sign up events. We did so much with that little chapter.
That
Family
little
that we
chapter.
Technologies
had.
Day.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the fit events.
Yes.
Wow, we were giving out computers,
Yes.
and we partnered with other chapters and other organizations, giving out Christmas gifts. We did a lot.
But
We
I
did.
will
We
say
did a
to you,
lot.
one of the things I think that it really helped is, now of course, you're talking about Prudential. This is
Yeah.
a global
Yes,
company.
yes.
My company at that time was only 13,000 people.
But-
Y'all had 13,000 in one building.
See.
Okay?
See.
Yeah.
But what I would say to you is, just on the strength of you being the president of that organization,
Yeah.
it allowed you to walk into your company,
Wow.
knock on the door of your CEO,
Yes.
walk in the room and
We
have a
had access.
conversation with him or her at the time, who's ever running the show, because you had a position
Absolutely.
that carried weight. And they were
At the table.
financing us to have these organizations. They were sending the
Yes.
people. That wasn't for free.
Oh my goodness.
So you had to go in there and sell this to say, hey, I want to send these 10, 15 people. You got to pay for the hotel. A matter of fact, we need about 15, 20 grand so we can put
And
the
we
event
need
on.
money.
Yes.
And we need money.
Yes. So
Wow.
how do those conversations go? Because again, that little girl coming up from Panama, Florida
Yes.
to Newark, now
Yes.
you walking in the CEO's room. How
talking
you have these
to
conversations?
the big people, the people who cut the checks.
Yeah.
The people who were hiring and firing, and you're like, okay, let me shake it off. Let me get this courage up to say, can you help us out? This little organization, you got these brown and black people in your organization who need to be breaking down these glass ceilings within your company. And we need to be able to talk to other companies to have these same conversations. Now, how can you help me send these people there? We need to have this kind of money so we can be, what's the word I'm looking for? On the same playing field as everybody else, right? So that was the thing. That was the thing about minority interchange. We needed to be on the same playing field as everybody else.
Yeah.
Right? There is still a glass ceiling, but with MI, it helped us crack it just a little bit where we were heard.
Yeah.
We were seen.
Yes.
We can talk to the CEOs of those companies, and it was expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't like, come back. Talk to my secretary. Come sit down.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what you need.
Yeah.
How many people you want to send?
Yeah.
How long is the weekend? Do you need speakers?
Yes.
Do you need our printing services? So we were using so many in-kind services from these companies.
Yes.
They were actually developing our black and brown people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right? So
They saw the value.
they saw the value.
Yeah.
Or we
that
sold the value.
We did sell it.
Or-
Because
Yeah.
they didn't see the value at first. We had to go in
Okay.
and sell
That
it.
is
That
true.
is true. We
That's
sold the value.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
nonetheless,
Once
saw
they
the
saw
value.
it.
They saw
Yeah.
the value,
Yes.
and they sent year after year after year.
Yes.
And they poured into us, which today makes me who I am.
I
Yeah.
love that.
You
I
and me
love
both.
that.
And
Yes.
Al.
And Al, all three
All
of us.
three of
Yeah.
us sitting at this
Yes.
table
Yes.
are a
Products.
of what MI
Absolutely.
That's right.
was
I
able
will
to
never
put
say
minority
anything
interchange.
negative
Absolutely.
There's
because
nothing
I
to
know what
say.
they put into me.
Absolutely.
So and anyone who's been a part of MI, I always like to have that conversation because I always want to just show reverence of what that organization
Absolutely.
meant to
And we're
us.
still family today.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter when we joined MI.
Nope.
That's
Because
right.
that was some years ago. But you could run into an MI person today.
And
Yep.
that
You'd be like,
is what you have in common. That's right.
MI.
That's
Yes.
right.
MI.
It's family. It was family.
It was
we felt like
family.
family. And it set the bar high.
Whew.
And do you know, in all of our businesses, whether it was public service or, you know, Prudential, and even me now working in the educational system, the bar was set high for me. And my expectations are high even right now.
Absolutely.
And I walked into the educational department expecting that bar to be the way it was at MI.
Absolutely.
You know,
MI did
so,
that.
yes,
MI
did
that.
that.
And more.
Yes.
And more. It gave us so many skill sets.
Yes.
That's
You
right.
can see so many MI people now doing big things, big things. I mentioned earlier Wendy Smith. Wendy took me under her wing and just showed me, Wendy and Krista, shout out to Krista, showed me the ropes, no questions asked. That was their challenge.
Yeah.
That was their responsibility.
Yes.
It's my responsibility to give back, pour into, pouring, there we go,
Yep,
back to my
yep.
book,
That's
to
right.
pour into others.
That's
We're
right.
supposed to be pouring.
Yeah.
It's expected.
Yes.
It's mandatory
Yes.
for us to pour into others.
And you can tell those who came out of the MI camp because we are doing that.
We are doing
Al is
it.
doing that.
Yes.
Renee, you're doing that. I am
Yes,
doing
you are
that.
doing
We are
that.
doing that.
Yes.
Because we can't help but do that.
We cannot help it.
We can't help but do that.
It is like ingrained. It is our duty.
Part of our DNA now.
It's our service.
That's right.
To do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we are continually doing it. And we're still pouring into the generations that are coming after us, even though they don't know anything about MI.
Right. You know,
Because
what's so
we are
interesting-
MI.
But you know
That's
what's so
right.
interesting about MI? MI, okay, there was a age gap, right? You had to be 18 to join MI. I think it was 18. But we brought our kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All those charitable give backs and things like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that. We had those kids
That's
passing out coats,
That's right.
feeding the homeless.
Yeah, man.
Because of that, my kids are of service today.
Yes. My
yes.
kids, our kids
Are
too.
of service.
Our
Because
kids
they
too.
Yes.
That's
they
right.
saw you do it,
Yes.
That's right.
and they realize it's a part of that blueprint.
That's
Absolutely.
exactly right.
Absolutely.
And can we switch gears a little bit and talk a little bit about your
Yeah.
Prudential career?
Yeah.
Give us a little synopsis on that.
You know, so Prudential, I went to Prudential by accident. A girlfriend of mine was going to take the Prudential test. Renee, I'm going to go take the Prudential test. Come with me. I said, Prudential? At that time, I didn't know anything about Prudential.
Right.
I said, okay, fine. I'll go with you. I was looking to start a career. You know, when you're young and out of high school,
Right.
you have jobs, right?
Yeah.
I was looking to start a career. I said, okay, fine, I'll go and take the test. I had no idea what I was going into. We caught the train. It was down in Edison. Shout out to Leslie. It was out in Edison. We took this test that took forever. And I passed the test. The job wasn't meant for Leslie to have.
Okay.
But we were okay. We were okay. You know, we're tight like that. My circle, we don't know about animosity, right?
Right, yeah.
I took the test, I passed the test, I got hired on the spot. I was like, wow, okay, Prudential. Passed the test, I started out as a claims examiner.
Leslie's one of these girls in
And
this.
she
Okay, just checking, just double
is,
checking.
yes, look.
Okay, I knew.
We go back.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah.
I took the test, passed the test, excited about the test, started out as a claims examiner, had no idea what I was getting myself into, right? The lady kept saying, have you ever managed anybody? I did well on the test, didn't know how well I did.
Yeah.
Did you ever manage anybody? And at that time, I had not, had to be honest. She asked me 5 different ways to try to get me to say
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't experienced enough to know I should have said, well, I babysat my sisters and I knew how to manage that house.
That's right.
Didn't know that
I
then.
do them bills every day at home, right? That's right.
Didn't know
That's
that
right.
then.
That's right.
But you learn those things.
You learn those things.
Took a test, started out claims examiner, and I trained somebody who was a claims examiner. Taught her how to pay the claims well. She posted out.
Okay.
Roseland. I'm a girl from North. I ain't know nothing about Roseland. She got the job, and they were looking for somebody else. She called me up. Renee, there's a job over there. I said, oh, I don't know how to do that job. She said, I'll train you the way you train me.
Love
Yeah,
it. Love
yeah,
it.
Yeah, yeah.
I got you, because you had me.
That's right.
I said, oh, Lord, okay, let me try and apply for this job that I had no idea what I was doing. Got the job.
Okay.
I said, God, okay, God, you walking with me in this industry right here. Got the job. She posted out to something else.
Wow.
In comes Gail Crawford.
Oh, beautiful.
Prudential Roseland. That's how I met Gail Crawford.
I worked there too. I worked in Roseland.
In comes Gail. Gail wants to meet all of us. She wants to build her family, her in-law family.
Yeah.
Yes.
Renee, make sure you know this person. Took you by the hand. You need to meet.
Right.
You need to meet.
Right.
You need to meet. So here I am meeting all these people who I would have never otherwise met.
Yeah.
Did that for some time. Then I posted into dental, and then I posted into something else. So I slowly built my career in claims examining and in insurance.
Okay.
Got into IT. Posted into IT. What's IT?
2 letters in the alphabet.
What's information technology?
I did that too.
I go from the front of paying the claims to the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
No idea what I was doing, but God, right? But God knows He knows where you're going and what you can do.
Yeah.
Confidence, right?
Yeah.
MI was a confidence builder.
That's right.
Gail was pouring into me.
That's
I
right.
had no idea what she was doing. She said, "You got all this.
Yeah.
You don't have to know. You will learn on the job."
Yes, yes.
Here comes on the job experience, on the job training. Which, when you're young and out of high school, you don't know any of
You
these
don't know
terms.
nothing.
You don't
Right.
know. You don't know about being professional and all these kind of things. So you watch.
Yep.
Everybody in Prudential, I was watching.
That's right.
Okay, let me see how they do it. All right, let me see how they supposed to dress.
Yep.
Right? Okay, how they supposed to act around everybody else. MI also did that.
Yep. Remember those
Yes.
class dress
Oh,
for success?
Dress for
Absolutely.
success.
Yep.
Dress for success.
Yes,
That's right.
MI also did that.
That's right.
It's amazing when somebody asks you a question and you have to reflect. Oh yeah, I learned that from there.
No, you're
It was
absolutely
like
right.
charm school.
And Al could definitely tell you it is the reason why my dress code is on flex.
Yes.
Okay, I'm disappointed when I go into offices and I'm dressed like an
Yes.
executive
Yes.
because that's the way I was taught
That's how
to
we were
dress,
taught.
and everybody else is all dressed down. I'm feeling
Right.
like, what is going
What's
on?
going on? What happened to that culture that we
Wait,
had?
like, what is happening? Just last year is when I decided that I'm going to dress down because I'm looking like an idiot over here, all dressed up, suited down. And I got people all around me looking like they don't came out the construction, you know what I'm saying?
Look, we
Seriously.
started dressing up, and then they had Flex Friday. Oh, you could dress down on Friday.
You
We
know?
were casual Fridays, yeah.
Oh my God! And then it went.
Casual
Weather's
Thursday.
bad. The weather's bad.
You know?
Casual
Wear
Wednesday.
whatever.
I was
said,
disappointed
oh.
though. I loved that
Oh.
part. I loved looking like
I
an
did.
executive.
I did, but if you open my closet now, there's no clothes hanging.
Well-
you know what? You always keep your
Yeah,
I have a
You
few.
keep your classic clothes.
Yes.
But
I done took it all the way down now.
Yeah, man.
you see what I have on?
Yeah.
So yeah, MI Prudential grooms me
Yeah.
to be where I'm sitting today.
Yes.
That's right.
Right? So success is different for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I am so grateful for those companies because once I got out of Prudential, then I went to, who did I go? I went to, what was my other company? I went to United,
Oh, okay.
another IT company. Yep.
Okay.
So Prudential had a downsize, right
Yeah,
size,
right. Yeah, down.
went left, whatever they did.
Yeah.
And then somebody called me, somebody else who I had trained some time ago.
Okay. These
Yeah.
connections are crazy.
Yes. Do you know there's a position open up at this company? Never heard of that company before. Never heard of United. Never heard of it. Come on up here. I'm going to put you in, and you're going to get hired. Watch.
Okay.
She put me in. I was hired.
Okay.
But because I knew IT already, I was comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't foreign to you.
It was not foreign
The company
to me.
was foreign, but the
Company,
job wasn't foreign.
Absolutely. Because I had already learned the foundation.
Yes.
Right? Connections. What was minority interchange? Oh, darn it. I can't remember what our slogan was. But the connections is how you move around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't always have to know everything.
Yeah.
No.
You got to know the person
No,
who know
the person who-
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. MI got me there.
Yeah.
I trained somebody remembered me, they pulled me up, right? That's what MI used to do, pull the next person up, and I live by that today. I'm constantly on my social media platforms sharing, right?
Yeah.
I always say sharing, ... And I may not know, specifics, but if I believe in the person,
Yeah.
I'm sharing their information.
Absolutely.
I shared something I'm always sharing something, some job or some activity or something to help somebody. The young man in my church just graduated high school. He said, Deaconess, I've been waiting for you. I said, oh, Lord, what I do? What happened? I go into church, and he about, 6 feet, 7 feet. So you know I'm 5.5. I'm talking to him like this, looking up. I was like, what's wrong? He gave me the biggest bear hug. I said, oh, well, thank you. What did I do to deserve this? He said, you shared something on social media, and I got the job. I said, oh.
Got the job.
That's
Look
right.
at God.
Look at
Yes.
God. Mm-hmm.
I had no idea what I shared.
Right.
But obviously it was
Because you're
something
always sharing.
because I'm
That's
always
right.
sharing, but
Yeah.
it was obviously something that he needed. People do pay attention.
Oh
Yeah.
God, yes.
People are looking. They may not
They
always
don't- they say
comment
that,
on,
right,
but
but
they are
looking.
looking.
Oh yeah.
They are
Oh, yeah.
watching.
Yeah.
They're watching. Not to say that they're judging,
No.
but they're watching.
they're
Yeah, they
always
see it how
Yes.
you moving.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Listen, some of
Yeah.
the best compliments is not those who comment, it's those who continually follow because they're seeing the doors and they're walking behind you
Yes.
and you don't even know they're there.
Don't even know.
Yes.
And let me tell you, that wasn't even the first person. Had no clue. Because you don't know when people utilize the things that you use until they come back and say, thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
So we probably helped many
Many
people.
And remember, not everybody's going to come back and say thank you.
Yeah. The classic.
That's the thing.
What's that classic Lazarus story?
Ooh, yes.
He healed 10 of them.
What?
9 walked away.
That's
Walked
right.
away.
1 came back.
And only one came back to say thank you.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
you know,
And that's okay.
And I know that that's true. That's true of
It's
me.
true.
Definitely true of me.
Okay.
Because, it's like, I know the scope of
Yeah.
what I have done for
Yes.
folk, right?
Yeah.
But, and I don't need to thank you.
No.
Right.
Because I know
Yes.
that it's coming from a place of love.
Absolutely.
And that's where it comes from you.
Walk
Absolutely.
in your
It
strength.
comes from a place of love.
Always.
And you know what? I think I had this conversation with somebody. You can't never run out.
Can't run out.
Your oil is you always.
Yes, just replenishing.
You're always overflowing,
Always.
right?
Yeah.
So your
Always.
cup always overflows.
Yeah. You
So
gotta-
there's nothing
you
to
can't
complain
hoard
about.
it and keep it.
That's
you
it.
gotta give it
You got to
away.
keep giving it away
Yes.
because you
That's
don't
why
never
my
run
Because
out.
my hands are not closed.
That's
Yes.
what I'm
Right?
trying to say.
Yes.
It's always open.
Yes.
That's right.
It's always open, and God will replenish.
That's right. That's
Yes,
right.
He's gonna send you what you need.
That's right.
He's gonna send you the person that you need.
The person who needs it is going to come and take it.
I was just
and-
coming
and
back
share
from,
it. That's
from
right.
Maryland, and I said, "Oh Lord, I'm tired. I gotta go to Karoline AJ house. You gotta get me up, Jesus, because I told her,
we
look,
got you.
you know I stand on my word. I said I'm coming. I sat in the car for 5 minutes. I said, okay, I gotta close my eyes for 5 minutes so I can get myself together.
Listen,
We understand it because you know what? And seriously,
Yes.
seriously, I don't tape on Wednesdays because I have Naomi. Naomi just left.
yeah.
I had what I had. I
Yeah,
told.
she
I
usually
said.
do Tuesday and
I said I
Thursdays.
have to take it down for a few minutes because Renee is coming.
I'm coming.
I said, let me take it down. I sat in the living room. I said, let me take it down. Okay.
Girl, what we gotta do, what we do.
That's
We do,
exactly.
we do.
You got to keep it moving.
I was like,
You know?
please.
I learned how to
Speaking of
pivot.
keeping it moving,
Yeah.
I want to know, because I'm hearing your career journey,
Okay.
but the part of you that I truly love, as much as I love your career path,
Yes.
I love this entrepreneurial spirit that you have. So my question to you, as we leading to that part of your life,
Yes.
is have you always done that while you were working your career, or did it take your career ending before you fully said, you know what, let me make this jump and make this happen?
Let me tell you, Gail Crawford is just so heavily in me, right?
Yeah.
One day I had started a little company. Now, I come from a long line of entrepreneurs. Back then, I didn't know what the word entrepreneur was because we did what we had to do
Yes.
to survive. But when we talk to people and when you learn better, you use better terms. So my mother back in the day, when we were little, used to make cakes and make cookies. She was a seamstress. She used to do hair. I learned that not learned because I utilized it. My grandmother used to make these things called, they were frozen ices called juleps.
Okay.
In Panama City, Florida, my paternal grandmother. My maternal great-grandmother used to bake cakes. They were always making it happen, right? So one day I wanted to start a company. I didn't know nothing about starting a company, so I was still working. I started a gift basket company called Per Your Request with my little babies.
Okay.
My little Jocelyn and Randall, they used to put their little fingers in there so I could make a little bow. Had no idea what I was doing. But those babies, that was my first entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And you were working at that time.
I was
still.
working.
Okay.
I was working. From Per Your Request, I did the ads on us. I was selling space to do advertisement on T-shirts. Mm-hmm. From there, I went to. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
From there, I went to. Oh darn! I believe it became KYSS. Keep Yourself Smelling Sweet.
Okay.
Now, again working, but KYSS was so in my spirit. It was deep in my soul.
Mm-hmm. Say it.
That I said, Gail, I'm quitting. Now I was working KYSS. I had got my foundation. I was vending 52 weeks. Lord, they used to call me the 52-week vendor because I was working my job. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm outside vending the job. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. After I got off the job, I was making products, calling people, just doing what you had to do to get this thing going.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So I just remember, I don't know who we went to see, but we rolled up into NJ Pack. We all excited. We got our little drink. We headed to our seat. And all we hear is, family! Who over there with her table set up?
She was always at NJ Pack. I was always able to see Renee at NJ Pack.
And I tell you, that was just another blessing.
Yes.
That was just another, because we started that program. Mm-hmm. They didn't have those vendors down there at that time. Somebody came, Kiara, her name is Kiara.
Okay.
Kiara saw me at another event. She smelled some product I had made. I think it was a body butter.
Yeah, but probably that chocolate tie. I'm telling you, that stuff is strong. No, black tie. That's the one. Black tie. That's what it is.
She had, I think it was Bella Amore body butter. I think that's what it was. From that, she said, Renee, I want to do something with you. I said, okay. Then she told me where she worked.
Okay.
I work at NJ Pack. I was like, the NJ Pack downtown?
Yep.
Yes. I want you to be a vendor at NJ Pack. It was me. At the time, I was in Style Haven. I said, you want to come vend with me downtown? Because you bring people, right? She said, okay, Renee. We came down there. We set up. It was just me and her.
Okay.
We had that place on lock for about 2 to 3, 4 years.
Yes.
And then Kiara left. Then they opened it up to everybody else.
Okay.
I was like, oh, darn. But we had that on lock because of another blessing.
Okay.
Somebody saw something and said, girl, I'm bringing you in. I want to try something with you. I was like, Lord, this is big.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We were selling stuff like nobody's business. I was meeting and greeting and hosting and toasting everybody. It was Alvin Ailey. It was Mother's Day. Yeah. That's what it was. Y'all was going to see Alvin Ailey.
The one I fell asleep on?
Don't do that now.
But you know,
it was
are you going to be out there this year? Because I already got my tickets.
I'm not.
Okay, because I already got my tickets.
Oh my God. Shout out to Style Haven. Yes.
Let me ask you this question then.
Yes.
So, what was it about your KYSS product that spoke to you so strongly that you knew in your soul and spirit that this is it? I'm giving up everything else I'm working on, and this is the one that I'm going to hook my wagon to.
You know, it was everything about it. It was making, it was meeting people, it was creating the fragrances. It was every single little thing about it that had me hooked. And I'm telling you, it wouldn't let me sleep. God wouldn't let me sleep.
I love it. Okay.
Even to coming up with a name. I wanted to name it. I always liked the name KYSS.
Okay.
But the name was KISS.
Yes.
Keep it smelling sweet. I was like, ooh.
Don't like that.
I had to laugh because I said, oh God, people are going to be like, well, what's it?
What?
Yeah.
What's the it you trying to keep smelling sweet? Yeah. I said, okay. I had to pull in my team, my daughter, my mother, my son. That college girl said, Mommy, just make it a Y. I said, why? What? How do you spell KYSS with a Y? Yourself. I said, oh, that's it. Keep yourself smelling sweet. And
Bingo.
the rest was history. My mother loved it. My son was
I
on
love
board.
it, yes.
Everybody was like, that's it. That is it. That is it. Gail was like, okay. But then I called Gail. I said, Gail, I'm quitting my job. She said, you can't quit. You can't quit. I said, Gail, I'm quitting my job.
Yes.
And I gave my 2 weeks notice. I ain't tell nobody other than Gail because me and Gail was ride or die.
Right.
When you saw me bending, you saw Gail.
You saw she would be
because
there.
Gail couldn't drive. I had to pick her up.
That's your real ride or die.
That was my real ride or die. So Gail would, I said, Gail, I can't do all the work and then do this too. I need you to contract with the people.
Yes.
Because people were reaching out to me so much. Can you show up here? Can you pop up here? I said, Gail, please, just answer this. Just vet it, and then I'll come back and say yes or no. Because I kept a schedule.
Yeah.
So we were all over the place. We really were 52-week vendors.
Yes, you were.
I put in my resignation on my son's birthday, which is your birthday.
Okay, I
Yes.
like that.
Put it in. I just put it in. I ain't think about it. And then I had to tell my husband. He said,
Oh, I want to hear this conversation.
he said, you like quitting?
like for real.
Quitting? I said, mm-hmm. Now, I've always been a saver. Shout out to Thelma Jennings, which is my grandmother. I've always been a saver. So I had a little nest egg, right? You never quit without having a little something.
Yes, a parachute just in case.
I was ready. I had my plan written out. I knew I had to cut certain things off. Okay, I can't watch cable this week, but all right. So my husband held down the other bills, and I cut the cable and certain things back, and my kids were grown. Thank God for Jesus. They were out of college. Was my daughter out of? Yeah, they were out of college, had their own setup, and we started working it. But here's the thing. When you work for yourself, at the very beginning,
you ain't getting paid.
You ain't getting paid. And not only that, you have to be disciplined.
Yeah.
Now, y'all know I'm disciplined, right?
Yeah.
But when you first quit, you're like this. Ooh, let me get 5 extra minutes of sleep. That went on for a week. I was like, snap out of bed.
Yes.
Out of bed.
Because you have to be
You have to be
you the
disciplined.
janitor.
I was everything.
The manager, supervisor,
I was running
worker,
to the post
CEO.
office. I was labeling. I was printing labels, ordering supplies. When I mean I was doing everything, I was doing everything. And I didn't mind because
Right.
Yeah.
You're working for yourself.
it.
Yes, you're building your business.
I loved
Yeah.
it. So I was an entrepreneur full time for myself for 3 years. Guess what happened?
I love it.
My child called me and said, my girl child,
Uh-oh.
Mom, I'm getting married. I said, okay. Because we had paid for colleges,
Yep.
cars, all those things were done and out the way. I said, okay, get on good. When I'm showing up, what's the date? She said,
Like, you know I'm the daughter.
you and Daddy got some money? I said, oh, you better ask your father. Because I thought we were finished with this. All right, needless to say, I said, God, okay, this girl child done called me and said, she needs some money. She needs some money. I said, okay, God, all right, I'm going to need to go back to work. And I said, okay, God, if you get me this job, I could go back to work and get a new car.
Okay.
'Cause
So there's a plan.
the Kids Mobile was on its last leg.
Yeah.
That Honda did me right.
Yes.
Well, she was on her last leg. So, do you believe in divine intervention?
Of course I do.
I told one of my colleagues, actually, she and I started on the same day. A couple of years ago, way back when at United. I said, oh yeah, Jocelyn just said she needed to get married. So she must have, there you go. When you help people out, they help you out. She told my old manager,
Okay.
Renee might be looking for work. Just so happened a position opened up
Yes.
in my old manager's area. She said, your manager said call her.
Call her.
I think that was a week after I said, God, you got to help me here because we need you. She called me up. I said, hey, I heard you looking for somebody. She said, you coming back?
Yeah.
because you know when I make a connection with somebody,
Yeah.
we making real connections, right?
Yeah.
So it was no ads, no interviews, no nothing. She said, "What you need?" I said, told her what I needed. She said, "All right. When can you start?" Now she wanted me to start before the end of the year. I said, I need to start at the top of the year.
Okay.
Because now when they need you,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
You
got some bargaining.
Yes. So she called me back. Come on. We got a position for you. So they have to go through the motions. The guy who interviewed me said, I can't interview you. You know the job. You've been here before.
Yeah.
You already know this. I'm going to just say
We just gonna have a talk.
We did what we did.
Yes.
Here's the start date. Come on in.
Wow.
I came back in there, and it was just like I never missed a beat.
Wow, let's come on, clap it up.
Look.
That's what I'm talking
That was
about.
on God.
That's what I'm
That's
talking
on
about.
God.
Absolutely.
He opens those doors, and you better be ready. You
Yes.
better be ready. When
Yes.
you ask
Don't
for
sleep.
something, you better be ready
Yeah.
to walk into those things. That's the thing.
Yes.
Preparation. You better be ready.
How many people miss their blessings because they
Because
think
of that.
they see
Yeah.
something else?
Yeah.
That's it. This is it. It's in front of you. Take it.
Yeah.
What's that saying? Somebody was having an accident, and they said, "Oh God, get me out of this," and they sent a boat, and they said, "Oh no, I'm waiting for something else," and then they sent a car, and then they waiting for something.
And they sent a plane.
Again, they
Still
said,
working.
"God, how are you leaving me out here?" He said, "Did you see that boat and that plane and that car that I sent for you?
That's
That
right.
you didn't take advantage of?"
Yeah.
Opportunities open. We better be ready.
Yes.
That's right.
We better be ready.
And the opportunity is always open.
Oh, because you
It's
know I had an opportunity.
Yeah.
That's it. It's always open.
Now, is it always open or is it you have to be ready when it's there?
Opportunity is always open.
Always
You're
open.
not always ready.
That's
to
it.
Okay,
receive
That's
the
it.
opportunity.
Okay, I
That
like
is
that.
it.
But opportunity is
Okay, I
always
like
there.
that.
That's
Yeah.
why there's really no one really can say that they are unable to do this, that, or the other. Now, me and Renee, we're speaking from a godly point of view because we are devout Christians and
We
we're
are there.
speaking from that
Yes.
point. So we know the saying, we can do all things through
Through
Christ who gives us strength. Right?
Yep.
So we were created
Yes.
to do good works. So there's nothing that we can't do.
That's right. Because he provided it.
He provides
He
it.
provides. He
Yeah.
made us promises.
That's it. That's right. That's right.
We have to have our eyes open.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Right?
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
right.
Yep.
Yeah. He sends us people.
That's right.
Because I could have said, I don't want to go with you.
I don't want that. Yeah.
To take the test.
Yeah.
Because I never heard of this company.
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared to study. She called me, I don't know, maybe the day before, and I'm like, yeah, all right.
Let's
Look,
go.
let's go.
That's right.
The girl who I trained, Renee, there's a position open. I was like, oh my God. You do that negative self-speak,
Yep.
but then you better be like, okay, I could do that. I could do that. I tell my circle of girls all the time, just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Some of us get so comfortable, and we get comfortable even in our own misery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
it
even-
become, you normalize.
It becomes
Yes,
right.
yes.
You begin to. That's the right word.
It
is.
Normalize your misery.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And
Been
when
there.
an opportunity comes left and right, and you still afraid to move, afraid to take a chance, afraid to, well, if I could just do this, I'm just going to do this for a little while longer.
Yes.
Blah 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 blah. And
Yes.
we do it to ourselves. We've always
all
done
the
it to
time,
ourselves.
all the time. And so I've been having opportunities over opportunities over
Yeah.
opportunities this year.
Yeah.
This year, now y'all know I love me some LL Cool J.
Oh my Lord.
Yes, we know.
Oh my God.
I mean,
I keep waiting for Simone to come.
everybody knows.
I think Simone got a hit out on you. You don't know about it.
We
For those of you
know.
that don't know, Simone is LL Cool J's
yeah,
wife.
shout out
So
to Simone.
I
Come
think
on, sis.
I think she got a hit on you.
Let me tell you something. Everybody know that's my dude, right? Somebody has shared a flyer. One of my girls in my circle, shout out to Denise, has shared a flyer. Now, I'm following all of LL Cool J's pages, right? Followed it. He was having this contest. It was called, Celebrity something. Superfan. Sent me the flyer. I was like, oh, Lord, I can't do this. I'm older, right? He and I are the same,
Yep.
same age.
Yep.
But when you're thinking about who knows who, now I know my dude. But you're thinking they're looking for all these young
Young,
people. So it was 2 days before the deadline of entering the contest. Because I was like, I ain't gonna do this, they ain't gonna pick me, they ain't gonna do. I was like, girl, Girl, snap out of it. You know him. So I said, okay, let me fill out the application real quick. Let me do the application real quick. Did the application, didn't hear anything. I said, see, Lord, I knew this opportunity wasn't for me. Now don't get me wrong. I done seen this man, met this man.
Yeah.
I know, because I see the pictures.
Pictures
Exactly.
It's not like this is going to kill you if it don't happen.
Me, him, and Simone got pictures, right?
Yeah.
Pictures with the family.
Yeah.
So it ain't like I've seen them paid, I've seen them for free,
Yeah.
I've seen, but this opportunity was national television. And I was saying, girl, you ain't gonna get picked. But God, right? God said, look, all they can do is say no,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Filled it out. They calling me. It was like a whole vetting experience. And I was like, oh God. And they won't tell you anything. You don't know until it's like the last minute. They called me.
It's you.
I said,
I saw that post.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that post.
You're right.
oh my God. Who would have thought?
Especially
Me.
doing it the last minute.
The last minute.
Yeah.
Come on. And who was the first person that they called to be on the show out of the studio?
It's gonna be
it
you.
was your girl.
You know that.
I said, what? They called my name because
That's
you
that
listening.
blessed and
You
highly
don't know what's
favored.
happening. So you sitting there listening, and y'all, my husband is pinging me. You sitting there listening, and they called your name first. I was the oldest.
Put your phone on the picture. No, I'm gonna take your picture and I want you to send it to your husband so he can see that you're working.
And he know I'm on. He know I was doing a podcast.
Right? Now look at the mic and say, baby, I am working.
Hey, don't be bothering me. Don't you
Okay.
see I'm trying to do a podcast?
I know. Look.
No.
And he knew I was doing a
What's his
podcast.
name? Randall, right?
David. Randall's the baby.
Oh, okay.
David. So he knew
Okay,
I was working.
David,
Yes.
David, she's doing a podcast.
Listen, and she's
with
good
your girl.
family. We got her.
Okay, we got her, David.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Stop pinging her phone.
And
Okay.
I'm gonna say to you, the reason that he's pinging her, because he heard when he said, baby, I'm quitting my job. All right, so that's him just resurrecting himself. But listen, we can't get out of here without talking about this book
Oh,
of yours,
absolutely.
baby.
We have to talk about that book. We
Oh my God.
definitely-
Wait a minute. Time has gone by.
Yes.
But I think
But
we
we
still
have-
have a little bit of time.
Yeah, but
because
it's
we didn't start at exactly
No, it's great
7.
conversation.
Yeah, we didn't start at it.
Goodness.
So let me just tell you first off, is I read the book. I'm not gonna
Did you?
have you sit across me and I ain't gonna read the book. I said to Karoline, I said, she wrote that book. And she said, I got it. I said, well, you're gonna have to give it to me so I can read it.
Oh, I appreciate
I read that
you.
thing. I'm telling you, I read it probably about 4 hours.
Oh, I
Okay?
appreciate
Because
you.
it's an
So-
easy
It's
read.
an easy read.
First thing, I want you to shout your girls out.
Okay.
Do you need to see the picture so you don't miss nobody?
You know what?
Because I don't want you to miss nobody.
Because they would be mad at me.
Yes.
But y'all, this book would not be possible without my sister circle. Of course, it's dedicated to Gail, right?
Yes, it is.
Look, I can't. There's no Renee without Gail.
I love
God, my parents, my family, but Gail is in my DNA, so it's dedicated to her. But shout out to Sharonda, Leslie, Sheila, Micheline, Denise, Trisha, Regina, and Lamar. These are my girls.
All right, let's give them
Some
a round of
us-
applause.
Thank you. Some of us go back since kindergarten.
Yeah.
Yes, as I read in the book. And
Yeah, I read. Yeah.
what I want to ask you is, you said you had a different idea of how you're going to put this book together, and somehow it didn't happen, and then this version of the book came about. So can you kind of walk
Yes.
us through that so people can understand what this journey took for you
Okay.
to become a self-published author?
Come on now. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. 2017, I had an idea with my girls. In this group, I am the idea generator. I tell you, God just pours stuff. My daughter said to me, Mom, okay with the ideas. Okay with the ideas. Okay. Get one thing and just do that. I said, that's not what God said for me to do.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
But even though Jocelyn is my rider, but she'd be like, okay, Mom, because you working me. All right, so this book, 2017, I said to the girls, I got an idea. Why don't we write a book? Everybody on board. Yeah. Just write your chapter, whatever you want it to be. I'll pull it together. Now, mind you, 2017, I didn't know what I was talking about. I didn't know nothing about writing a
You
book.
had the idea.
But I knew Caroline, right? So
That's
Caroline
right.
had written several books that I had most of them.
Yeah.
Seen her play. I said, my newsletter girl, she could teach your sister, right?
Yes.
All right. So 2017, y'all just give me a chapter. Anything you want to write about, We'll pull together. Okay. What I didn't do was give them a time limit.
Yeah.
Because when you don't give them time limit,
There is no time.
there is no time.
Yep.
Okay. So we in 2022. I said, okay. God said, okay, time to revisit.
Yep.
Time to revisit. I said, okay. I wrote some questions out.
Yep.
And I pitched each sister individually. Nobody knew what was happening. God said, you got to do things differently. Because if you do the same thing, you're going to get the same results. Right?
Thank you.
Okay, so here we go. I need help. I need help. I need help. I need help. Nobody knew what I was talking about. Sent them the questions.
Yes.
Gave me the questions back. And so they're listed in the order in which the questions came back.
Oh, so
Question and
the
answers.
way the women are in the book is the way
Yes.
they came back to you?
Yes.
See, I wish I had known that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how they came back to me. Because two of them we're kindergarten friends.
Yep.
So
You said
people
Highway
would,
78 crossed y'all up. I
Oh
love
my God.
that. Yeah.
So people would have thought, okay, those two gonna be first. I said, no. You know, it gotta be fair, right? So God said, how you get it back, that's how you list. Okay. Keep it cool in my group, right? So sometimes all you have to do is just ask for help. People will help you when you ask for help. Nobody knew what was happening. Still, in 2022, I didn't know how to write a book. I had hopes and dreams that I could write a book, and I'm always confident that I'm gonna figure it out. That's one thing about me. They'll tell you I'm always saying just do it, because I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah,
this girl will figure it
Absolutely.
out. I might pull my hair out, but I'm gonna make that happen.
Yes.
That picture on the front, we took that in Georgia. So Bells and Blooms
That's
is one
the
of my
Bells and-
businesses.
yes.
Yes.
So you're going to have to speak about that too.
Okay.
Oh, definitely.
So,
you got time
yeah.
to speak about that. Yeah.
So the book, they answer the questions. I'm trying to pull it together, just in a word. Let me figure it out. Let me get their questions. Let me line it up. I said, let me ask them for a bio. They were like, Renee, what you doing?
Now something's up.
I said, just give me a little something, just a little something. I didn't have to ask them for a picture because
You
they're
had
also
them
my
pictures.
bells.
Yeah, you got them pictures.
It was just coming together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm gonna give you a bio. Then one of them wrote like a whole book.
Yeah.
I said, we gotta cut that down.
We need a paragraph or two.
Right.
Yeah.
So then I let them be creative.
Yes.
I said,
The little interludes that are in there.
I said, there's room for some poetry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Y'all creative? Then they start feeling it.
Yes.
Right.
Nobody saw the book. Nobody saw what
There's
I
a
put
whole
together.
yes. They saw their part.
They started feeling it. Yeah, they know what they wrote.
Yes.
And then when I said what I was doing, they were like, oh, I should have wrote more. I said, this is what you gave me, because if I keep letting you go back and forth,
It'll be another 5 years.
I'll never get it done.
Word.
So,
Sound like somebody's CD we trying to put out, but that's okay.
oh, I heard about that. So, we had a conversation. So, that's how that came about. The girls came through.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to, you can't keep doing the same thing. You have to do it a little differently. Ask for help, and they'll come through for you. And these are my riders, so they're gonna come through for me because they know I'll come through for them.
And elaborate on the title of the book, because you just mentioned KYSS and what it meant to you, and the name of the book is called Pouring. So please, give folks a little bit of why you chose that.
Okay, so pouring. Believe it or not, I wrote something in the book about pouring. I pour into them, they pour into me, we pour into each other. So I was talking to my daughter-in-law, shout out Nandi. I was talking to her, she said, Mom, why don't you just name it Pouring? I said, oh, you are so right, it's right. It was like right there.
Right in front of your face.
I was talking about it all the time.
Yep.
Because at first it was just called The Sisterhood.
Okay.
That was the name of the book, the whole time, The Sisterhood. And she said, no. You pour all the time. They pouring into you, y'all pouring into each other. Let's do pour. You pouring to everybody all the way around. Why don't you call it pouring? And then I started sisterhood. I said, I like that. I like it.
Beautiful.
I like it a lot.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Even for a man, because the book is not really a man book, but it's
but
the stories, because they're all your girls, and it's I feel especially when you talk about how y'all connected to each other. So that's the part that really drew me in.
I love it.
You know?
I love it because the longevity of it.
Oh God, yeah.
This has been my circle the entire time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I like how you said it's been, it's like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years,
Yeah.
Depending where they met you on that spectrum.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And then people share me. They share me. They share me.
But they do share.
Wait a
They
minute.
do share me.
So am I getting this right? So you like Uber or Lyft?
They do share you.
They share me. Because they brought somebody else who brought somebody else.
Yeah.
So they do share me.
I love it.
And what I enjoy about my sisters is that we can travel together.
Yes, I've seen that.
We do things together. Annually, we celebrate each other's birthdays.
Yeah.
We there for the good times, the bad times, and everything in between.
That's what sisterhood
That's
is
what
about.
sisterhood is about.
But
yeah.
this is the perfect way to segue into your bells and bloom because these are your sisters. So educate the folks on, the first one you did, was that blue or red?
That was monochrome. It was fall monochrome.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm trying to go back in my mind
Yes.
because now I'm expecting them when I see them.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I thank you God again because look. So my father passed in 2020. We buried him in 2020. Yeah.
Okay.
Buried him. Yeah, we buried him in 2020. He passed 2020. And I said, oh man, I just want to do something, for my birthday. And we normally celebrate together on my birthday. We're always doing something.
Yes.
But I want to do something different,
yes.
right? Not to say we don't do something different, because you can see the list in there of all the activities
the back
we do.
when y'all did that little list, I like that.
But we're always doing something. And this one, I wanted to do something with my daughter. My daughter is my photographer extraordinaire, published photographer. Shout out Jocelyn. So I was flipping through a magazine, and I saw this chocolate sister looking like me, and she had on this bright pink suit. I was like, oh gosh, she looked good.
Naja at the boat.
Naja loves pink.
I said, she looked good. And I said to Jocelyn, you think I could do a photo shoot for my birthday? My kids are just like me. Yep.
Now, when you said that, did you mean just you, or did you already see in your mind it was going to be you and the girls?
You know what? At first I said, can I do a photo shoot? She said, yep. I said, man, I wonder if I could get my girls to come.
Love it.
Can I get my girls to come? She said, yep. I said, oh, I don't have enough time to pull this off. I think we had 2 weeks, but I think we had 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks because Micheline surprised me from Georgia. So I created this flyer real quick. Me or Jocelyn, one of us created this flyer real quick. We had 2 weeks. We put it into the universe. Renee's having a birthday shoot. Let's do this. COVID was here.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to do it outside on the steps of East Orange City Hall.
Yep.
People won't be out there. Y'all bring your mask. We're going to be, separated apart. So I knew my sister Tasha, middle sister, I knew she was going to be there. If nobody else showing up, my baby sister Tasha.
Okay.
Nobody else showing up, my girls in this book. I knew they were coming. We had about 25 people who showed up because they knew me from KYSS, because they knew me from church, because they knew me from life or whatever, showing up. And then Micheline, icing on the cake, flew from Georgia. So she and Jocelyn, which is Jocelyn's godmother, behind the scenes, want to surprise me for my shoot. I'm like, oh my God, screaming like I had no sense going on. It was just incredible to see the women that showed up. It was just incredible, just amazing to see. And they just brought other people with them. And we had about, like I said, 25 people on the steps at East Orange City Hall. So it was free. The weather was nice. Mm-hmm. We had such an amazing time. And somebody said, it was just going to be one and done. Somebody screamed. Now we getting ready to go, and once you take your picture, you go because you're keeping socially distanced. Well, Sister Renee, this is how I remember it was firm. Sister Renee, so when you do this next time,
woo! Speaking.
Let me know. I turned around and said, next time, we're not doing this again. This was one and done. Went home talking to Jocelyn.
Wheels start turning.
Jocelyn, you think we can do this again? That girl never tells me no.
Yeah.
Unless I'm too, over the top. She said, Mom, yeah, let's do it. Let's get this. I said, well, what are we going to call it? Now, my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, her name is Mary Bell.
Okay.
Hence the bell.
Bell. Okay.
And I said, oh man, bells, we always blooming. Flowers are always blooming. God's bloom too, but bell, flower, southern belle. That's where I was going with that.
Yeah.
I said, we're always blooming.
Yeah.
Bells in bloom? She was like, oh, Ma, I like that.
Yeah.
I like it. I was like, oh, we can make this a business. I put on another flyer. I said, okay. We did the first one in October for my birthday.
Yep.
I said, now we need to have spring bells.
I like that.
And it just became a thing.
Yes.
Our cousin, so that cover right there,
Mm-hmm.
it's because my cousin in Georgia, cuz, you think you could come to Georgia? It was never a thought that we would be going somewhere.
Take it on the
with
road,
this.
yes.
Here I go, calling my partner, Jocelyn. Cousin want to have this in Georgia.
In Georgia.
What you think? She said, okay, Ma, how much it costs to book a flight? We got together. We told some of our Jersey Bells that we were going to Georgia.
Yeah.
Jersey Bells went to Georgia.
Okay.
No questions asked. No questions asked.
Now you have another one coming up, right?
Yes, we do.
It's emerald green, right?
Emerald green
That's
is
right.
coming up in the spring, so we just finished red,
Yeah.
ruby red slippers.
That's
And the
right.
reason, so we just had Yellow Brick Road,
Yeah.
ruby red slippers, Emerald City. So what do those have in common? Do you know?
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
My baby sister, who just never has the opportunity to participate. Middle sister's always there. Baby sister's still in Panama City, Florida. And even when we did one in Florida, she had to work. She loves,
The Wizard
like
of
with
Oz.
her whole being, the Wizard of Oz. So that's my little homage to my baby sister.
Okay.
Aw.
Shout out to Angie. Yes.
Okay.
Shout out, Angie.
Shout out, Angie.
All right.
Yes.
I love the Wizard of Oz too, Angie.
Ooh.
Yes.
I mean, she got paintings and all this kind of stuff around her house with that.
Well, you
So-
can tell her I saw Stephanie Mills in The Wiz at 14, my very first Broadway play.
And mine
so-
too. Come on, let's talk about it.
Okay.
Come on, let's talk about that.
No, we're going to switch gears because we won't get out of here with that. You have mentioned several times, and, you know, my wife Karoline,
Yes.
the two of you have this same walk. You've mentioned your faith several times during this conversation.
Yes.
Because you can't leave it out.
So,
we don't park it.
Just
There's no
drop some
separation.
wisdoms of what faith means to you and why it's so important into your life.
Faith is everything.
Yeah.
Faith is, my mother is a minister. My great-great-grandfather on my father's side was a minister. I just learned it. I was doing my ancestry DNA. Oh, whew, that's another whole story. Shout out to Panama City. Ministers, grew up in the church. My pastor, God rest his soul, John T. Bout, said, I want you to be a deaconess. I was like, because when you're in church, you're
Yeah,
working hard.
that's
you
another
know,
job,
you
yeah.
work, when you're a preacher's kid, you already know you got to do this because you're a preacher's kid. But then when somebody tells you that they see something in you, right? You're going to be a leader in the church. I'd be a leader in the church. I don't want to. But I became a deaconess. And I love it. I love it. But faith is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Faith is everything. Because you got to believe, right? You got to believe that things are gonna happen. Like I said earlier, God made promises to us, but we just got to do right. Love your neighbor. Love your family. You know, it's at its core.
Yeah.
It's so simple.
It is. But it's hard.
It's hard, but at its core, it is so simple. Just be a good human being.
Yeah, man.
Be kind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Treat people the way
You
want to be treated. If you just live by that alone,
Yeah.
All by yourself.
You can get far along.
just that by itself, stand on that principle.
Right.
What else you need? What else you
I
need?
want to make sure that folks hear, because I can see it in you sitting across the table, and I can hear it as the two of y'all go back and forth with it. I just want to make sure people can feel it the way that I'm feeling it at this table.
Shout out to Greater Friendship. What else do you need though? Right? Faith is
Absolutely.
everything.
It's you know, and
The relationship is everything.
you don't have to really talk about it because spirit is drawing the
Yes,
spirit.
just live it.
And that's the reason why we're so drawn to each other.
Absolutely.
And not just me and you.
Yeah.
You and anybody else who's
Yeah.
full of spirit. Me and anybody else who's full of
Yes.
spirit.
Yes.
Because spirit is drawn to spirit.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
it just, you just be in the same room and you just
exude it,
just
right?
happens.
Yeah,
People
It
just
just
know
happens.
by how you behave, how you walk, how you talk.
Exactly.
absolutely. I can
Try
see
not to
that.
cuss so much, but everybody's
No,
a work in
okay.
progress.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't quite got that down.
Gotta let that mom
Okay.
slip every once in a while.
Every now and again,
It
Because they
feels
know-
good.
repent.
And that's
We
just
human.
it. We
But see,
human.
we human.
That's what I'm
We
trying
not
to say.
perfect,
Ain't nobody
right?
in here talking about we
Right.
holier than that.
No, because there's no such
There
thing.
ain't no
There
such
ain't no
thing,
such
right?
Right.
We just
God
say-
loves the sinner. Did you
We
know?
just saying that
Have
we
to.
use the sinners.
we
Oh,
are a
yeah.
work in progress.
Every
Amen.
day.
Every
Amen.
single day.
And that's why he gives us presents, right?
That's exactly right.
He gives us daily.
And I try to
presents.
remind people, we're going to start the preaching in
Oh,
here.
let's
But
do
you know
it.
what? I try to remind people, God didn't see David as being the apple of his eye because David was a great person who
They were
was
all terrible.
holy. They were all terrible.
Every single one.
They were all terrible.
Every single one of us there.
But,
When
I
they got
tell
to that
people
Red
all the
River,
time,
They didn't want to even go. They would
It
complain the
has-
whole damn journey.
but it's a heart thing.
it is a hard
And what David had
Yes.
is the ability to always see
Yeah.
that he
Yeah.
was wrong
That's right.
and was always willing
Yeah.
to repent.
Because, Lord, I'm sorry.
right.
Ooh.
That's
Ooh.
it.
Have to repent.
That's
sorry,
it.
forgiveness.
That's
all-
it.
Yeah.
That's it. I do a lot of things. And, people,
Every day.
it's people who want to put me on a pedestal.
Right.
But I say, don't put me on a pedestal because I'm going to fall every single time.
Every single time.
But the one thing I am so conscious, so very conscious of the God who has created me
Amen.
and where he has placed me
That's right.
and what I'm here to do.
Yeah.
And it's a daily, every day,
Every day.
daily.
Every day. Because people, what
Daily.
we say earlier,
Every day.
people look, people watch.
That's
Oh, yeah.
People watch.
Yeah.
You want them to see the good you or the bad you.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. And sometimes they're going to see the
They
bad
want to see
me.
the book.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Okay.
tell people I walk around like I'm being videoed and recorded everywhere I go. So
Sometimes-
that's why I always act like AJ all the time.
Oh, AJ, you AJ.
That's right.
Today.
All the
And that's
time.
right.
Yesterday.
Yesterday, and
Yeah,
you'll be AJ tomorrow.
Yeah, listen, I ain't changing.
No, that's
you got
it.
footage on me.
What?
It
That's
is what it
it.
When
is.
I met AJ that we're talking to today.
Today. It's the same. And
Not
when I
changed.
met AJ, and AJ and I, we have a 43-year
Yes, y'all do.
connection.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
y'all do.
And I'm telling you, ain't nothing changed.
Nothing
No, man.
changed.
And I'm grateful for it.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
I'm
I do
grateful
make
for it.
incremental refinements, but you are who
Y'all
you
don't
are.
know.
And
I
I
went
walk
to
in
AJ's
there.
retirement.
Yes, man. Thank you so much for showing
Let
up.
me tell you.
People still, anytime I go back there, they go, hold on, I think AJ's still on the mic speaking.
I tell you.
Look,
But
position means nothing. Because AJ gonna and you know what? That's what Emma taught us. AJ gonna talk to you the way he talked to the next door neighbor.
that's right.
And that's what Emma taught us.
That's exactly.
What?
That's exactly.
You be respectful.
Yes.
But you gotta make sure you show me
That's
respect
it.
too.
You
but
get-
you gonna get who we are.
Ain't no fake, no
No.
phony.
I know.
It is real. All the way
All
live
the time,
real.
all the way. He's the same. That's why I love this family.
But
And I fit in.
Speaking of family, we'd also be remiss if we didn't give you a chance to shout out your family because you've mentioned them a few times. Let me hear something about your son because I don't know your son.
You know what? You don't know my son, but ask Key. Key know Randall.
Okay?
So one day, it was Facebook. You know the social media connects everybody. I said, Randall, you know Key? He said, Key from around the corner, because we used to live around the corner.
Okay.
Around the corner. He said, yeah, Key live around the corner. I said, yeah, you know her? He said, yeah. I said, do you know I know her parents? I mean, know them. He was like, Mom, first of all, who you don't know?
Yes.
You know, who you don't know. So my baby boy, my firstborn, Randall, that's my rider. As well as you, Jocelyn. Don't get me wrong.
Ain't no favoritism.
Look,
That's it.
and it ain't.
You got to love them differently because
They 8
they
years
ain't the
apart.
same.
And
Yeah.
let me tell you something. They my twins. I have them in my phone when I'm texting them together. My twins.
That's how you call them.
That's
Yes.
how I call my twins. And we have group discussions.
Yes.
That boy child of mine, that December 7th, it is something about that December 7th.
Oh, yeah. We special.
They will tell you like it is, and you better either accept it or get out.
Keep it moving.
Because there's no in between with these December 7th people.
Yeah.
He will debate you.
Yes, ma'am.
And debate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then come around and debate you again. I'll be like, get off my phone. But you know, that's my baby. We have a standing mother-daughter FaceTime every Sunday because he and his family moved. And I was just talking to my daughter Jocelyn about him. I said, do you know I drove his baby home from the hospital, my first grandchild? He said, Mom, take him home. You talking about somebody nervous, but for that baby to trust me with his firstborn, and they weren't in the car with me.
Yeah.
I was in a separate car, and he was driving his wife. I said, Lord Jesus,
You was gripping that wheel, wasn't you?
I said, please, God, this boy trust me with this baby. But that's love. That, you know, I wouldn't change a thing about my two kids. Randall has, you know, shout out to Randall, and he has my daughter, love, Nandi. And everybody's a part of KYSS. Everybody is a part of KYSS. And he has my first grandson, Nasir, who I call my first. And then he has my first granddaughter.
Okay.
Which is Kylie Renee.
Oh, got
so we know
a piece of
she's
that name.
my chum.
Yes.
And then there's Jocelyn.
Let's talk about Miss Jocelyn.
Yes. Jocelyn is my let's do this mom. She don't second guess it. When we say we got an idea, yep, we can do that. And I promise you, these kids, they follow you. They watch, they follow you.
They're gonna say they watch you.
That girl will say, yep, we got this. Yes, we can do this. Yes. Oh, that sound good. Let's do this. When she said we could pull up that photo shoot off in 2 weeks, she meant that.
Yeah.
She came all the way up from Maryland.
Let's make it happen.
Did it. COVID. We got it done. That photo shoot was picked up in a magazine.
I saw it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bella.
Yeah.
Shout out to Vanessa. Yes. Vanessa said, Renee, girl, look at this. I'm putting it in my magazine. Had a whole spread.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
I was like, what is this?
Yes.
Again, the favor of God.
Yes.
The mayor saw it. It went around all of East Orange because they reshared it through their social media.
Yes.
Again,
Yeah.
that's all favor.
Shout out Mayor Ted Green.
Yeah, Ted
That's
Green.
right. Our mayor doing great things.
Revitalizing the city.
Thank you, Mr.
Jocelyn has my two babies, Langston and Lennox. Lennox is my baby because he's just
Are
one.
they twins?
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Langston is 8, Lennox is 1.
Okay.
That's where I'm just coming from right now. So if I sound a little tired, they had me running all this weekend. But those babies I couldn't ask for better children.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Couldn't.
Ain't that a blessing?
Could not. I would never change them. Never change them. And people always say, oh, Renee, you have good kids. I said, those are God's children.
Yeah.
Discipline problems? None.
Yeah.
Now, they might have did some things I
Yeah,
didn't know
but
about.
nothing. You
Right.
wasn't going to the police
I ain't
station.
had to
I
get
heard-
nobody up
Yeah.
in jail.
I
Yeah.
hear you.
Nobody was on drugs.
Right.
You know, kids
And
are
especially
kids.
coming from an urban environment.
Right.
So we did good.
Right.
Yeah. I got to
Went
tell
to
you, we got mirror
college.
stories.
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you
And
know, we got
listen,
2 kids, too.
All right,
So-
enough with all this. Okay, this pouring. Enough with this bells and balloons.
But I'm going to have
Enough
to...
with these kids. But we need to talk about Mr. So let's give a shout out to my man here to make sure
Shout out to
we put
Mr.
some love on him.
McKinley.
Yes.
You know, that was during our interview. This man, I probably work his nerves because his entire house has KYSS inside of it. I mean, we don't have company anymore because the entire house
It's
has
a
KYSS
warehouse.
inside. You know, he tried his best to help me out, but I mean, leave me alone. Let me do what I gotta do. So he is, you know, he's that guy is like, God, how much longer are you gonna do this? Not the company itself. You gonna be up all night? I need to get to the kitchen. I need to get to the refrigerator. Can you move this over a little bit? But I tell you, he does help me with this stuff too.
Yes.
Renee, you need to put this in the car because sometimes that stuff is heavy,
Yeah.
right? Oh, did I say his name? Dave. Sometimes this stuff is heavy, right? All right, I got it. You know, I got to make wax candles. Ooh, that box is about this big. He said, girl, this heavy. We got to do this together. So he used to even sell some of my products too to his company. So he's there.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't too mad when I said I was quitting.
Yes.
He was a little mad, but
Well, we thank
he
God
was
for the
shocked.
we thank God for the husbands
Yeah.
that
Good.
they have
Just want
given
to
us.
make sure you get his
Because they're
just due.
supportive
Yes.
and they,
Yeah.
I got a supportive one right here too. This is why we on this podcast together.
these two right here, man. I'm talking about how my family is the family.
Yeah.
This family, man, they make music together. That's this family. I mean, literal music together.
we actually do make literal
music
together.
together.
And it's so funny. I shot AJ, who's my son.
Yes.
I shot him a text message yesterday, and I was like, I just wrote these new lyrics. I
Grandson.
I was
said,
going to say, I heard somebody.
I was like, I just wrote these new lyrics. Let's collab on a song.
Yes.
Right? So he texted me back. He goes, oh, okay. He goes, shoot me the lyrics. And so, I'm like, okay, we going to work on that.
So we get it.
That's what I'm saying. Right?
get it.
I'm
That's what
always
family is.
collaborating.
Right. Things
Yeah.
just come and our kids be like, okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
That's
what you need?
my kids
when
are-
you need it, by?
Yes, that's why when you were talking about Jocelyn,
Yeah.
you was talking about
That's Kiana. I
yeah,
can hear
Kiana.
it.
What?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm saying that is definitely we got mirror image. We're mirror image.
Do.
You know?
We
Now, the
that is
only
exactly
thing we
the
got
same
you
thing.
on is, see, because our kids do kind of parallel, but when you need some of that grandchild advice, we got you, because we got the 22-year-old, so we got you.
You got me on that. Oh, wait, I ain't shout out my son-in-law. Hey, Bernie. You right. You right.
We'll walk you through that process,
You right about
because when they little, they cute.
Yeah.
But when they get older, you're going to have to do some
Ooh.
maneuvering.
We got some great kids, great grandkids. So
We
no,
do.
we
We're
got a great
blessed.
life. We're living our best life.
Living our best
are, we
lives.
are.
We are living our best life. And that is a great segue to end this
do it.
because,
But should
we have
give her
gone
one
a little bit
opportunity, anything that in
longer.
case she didn't get a chance to say
All
before
right.
you close
You
us out?
keep doing this, and I'm looking,
I know.
and I'm saying, like, this is already an hour and a half in.
I know.
You know?
I trust your editing skills. But is there anything you want to say that you didn't get out? Just a message out to the universe.
Wow. Just, Lord, I thank you, first of all, for all the opportunities, all the open doors that are there. And I thank you for the closed doors,
Yeah.
right? Because we don't want to walk into anything that's not sent by you,
Yes.
right? I just thank you for the covering
Lord.
that we all have. Thank you for getting me back up here so I can be on this podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you for this family, who I call my family from day one, But most of all, I want to just say, thank you for the parents, right?
Yeah.
Because they never said no to me. You can do whatever you want to do.
That's right.
Just do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. So I thank you for all my village, just all of them.
Yes.
Mom, dad, my step parents, my siblings, just everybody, just everybody, who poured into me. Hopefully, I'm pouring back into you. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
And we want to thank you
Absolutely.
for being our guest today.
You're welcome.
And like I said, I take my lead from you. So I'm sitting here, as you can see me sitting here, just watching you and absorbing and listening and taking it all in because I know I'm going to learn a lot from you. But we're at the end of this podcast.
Awesome.
And I want my listeners to know that Miss Renee Marshall-McKinley and I will be collaborating on a brand new project.
Come on.
Well, clap that
Come
up.
on, clap
it
that
up.
We're going to
Clap
clap
it up.
that up. We're going to clap that up. We're going to clap that up because you're going to be hearing her lovely voice again.
I can't say no to her.
Oh, you know what? Because there's no reason to say no to me.
Because she bring good things.
Because we bring good things.
I've never said no.
We bring good things. So our newest collaboration is called Authors Speak.
Yes.
And we're going, Renee and I,
Yes.
we're going to sit down and we're going to have candid conversation as we
Yes.
continue this candid conversation. We're going to talk about all things authorish. We are authors.
We're authors, girl.
We are
Oh my
authors.
God.
I got the book right here.
But
Yes.
you know what?
I got the book right here.
I also wrote a chapter in another book called Never Fear Your Fire.
Yes.
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 But
yes.
this is your book.
That's my baby.
Yeah.
it.
There's one thing to be a part of a book,
That's
but
right.
this is your
But
book.
what?
Okay.
Come on, somebody.
That's right. That's right. And we're going to talk about her book
Yes.
more. We're going to talk about my books because I'm an author
Wait,
too.
books.
You know? Books.
With the Z.
We're going to talk about my books.
Yes.
So I want y'all to get ready because we're going to
Get
bring
ready,
the
get
fire.
ready,
We're going to
get
bring the
ready.
conversation. We're going to bring all this goodness when we start talking about our new project. But this project, Living Your Best Life with Karoline and AJ, is coming to an end.
Yes.
And I want to thank you for listening. I might keep it the whole hour and a half. I don't
Yeah,
know.
man.
Ooh, okay, let's
a lot of meat in here.
A lot of stuff I don't want y'all to miss.
Exactly.
But if you would like to be on this show, I want you to reach out to AJ and I. Send an email to rtrcandidconversations@gmail.com. Yeah.
Right.
Don't worry, I'm gonna have all that information
Yeah,
where
you
y'all
better,
gonna be able to
y'all
reach it.
remember
Y'all
nothing.
gonna be able to reach it. But I want you to reach out to us because AJ and I would love to have a candid conversation with you so that you can talk to us about you living your best life. In the meantime, I want you to bring in 2024 with a bang.
Wow.
I want every single person at the sound of my voice to understand that they can live their best life. I don't care who you are, what you're doing. Can't nobody tell you no. I want you to get up out that seat and I want you to get out there and start living. 2024 is going to be the year of living your best life. Thank you for joining us tonight. Have a good one.
Thank you, Renee. Bye. And that is a wrap.